Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Say hi. Be respectful. Say hi. Say how you doing. How your day going. Yay. As you can see, we talking about my boy Chris Sales. I love me some Chris Sales. I don't care what anybody else thinks of him. I love him. Yes. So everything on this channel is for entertainment, educational purpose only. Everything is alleged. It's just in my opinion. So please don't take it to heart. Please. So now you can go follow me on my Instagram and Facebook at Instagram at Live with Lloyd C. Facebook Shanna Williams. I would gladly appreciate it. Say what? Let me keep that up there for a minute. Yep. Once again, like as you coming in, speak, tell me, say hi, girl. Hey, girl, how you doing? Tell me, hey, girl, how you doing? And how are you doing today? How are you guys today? What you ate? How them kids doing? Are you loving yourself like you're supposed to love yourself? Tell me about it. Comment. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I am on the road to 2,000, as you can see. We got to get these views up. Chris Sales and Claire. Let's talk about it. Because this right here, it's been going on for a long time. And to be honest, I probably have a different opinion from a lot of people, but at the same time, I respect everybody else's opinion. But sometimes I just think some things are just set up on Chris, and sometimes I think that a lot of people want to blame him because they're best celebrity, and I love me some Queen, don't get me wrong, but some people that is like their best celebrity or they're a fan. I'm not a fan of Queen. I like Queen. I love her music. I think she deserves more than Clarence, because I think she can do way better. She is a good woman, and I think she's too good for him, for Clarence. And I'll get to it, but give me a minute. Like I said, as you come in, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Are you having a good day? How your children doing? How your mama doing? How your daddy doing? Sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews. How are you doing? Is your health good? You keep it up with yourself? Is your mental straight? I hope so. So let's get into it. So I want you to know, first of all, guys, because I heard Chris say, because I love me some Chris and I love me some Queen. Everybody goes through their ups and downs. A lot of people go through divorce besides just Queen and Chris. For those who don't understand, Chris is Queen Naja's ex-husband. He's not a baby daddy. He is a ex-husband. Claire here is her baby daddy. But I heard Clarence say that I know people were young watching this. And I said to myself, boy, I am 44 years old and I was in my 30s when I was watching y'all. Because let me tell you, these people, they put on the show and they laugh a lot through their pain. And grown women like me, I see through that. You know, that's why I can understand the in between of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bash that man. And Queen, you totally pillow talk with Clarence. And it's just my opinion. But like I said, I love me some Queen. But I don't care about Claire. You know, and I love me some Chris. But Chris is not the reason why I don't like Clarence. I see through Clarence bullcrap. I am an older woman. I love watching them. My children, I watch things with my children, and they was watching them too, you know. So when they got that divorce, that it was hurtful. But we really can't take heed to all that because that's not our situation right there. Right? Because we don't know what he went through in that marriage. We don't know what Chris went through in that marriage. We don't know what Queen went through. She can say Chris did this and Chris did that. You know what I'm saying? Which I believe they both did. It don't take just one person to ruin a marriage. It don't take, this is from a wiser person. It don't take just one person. It's both of you. You know what I'm saying? You allowed him to do a lot. And I have not seen that accountability yet. Finally, Chris is taking accountability and people are showing him some love. I don't think Clarence likes it. I don't think Claire Barrett likes it. And I don't think he been like, I think everything Queen told him gave him the ammunition to just go against him. He could have just came in that relationship and just, it should have been just about him and her. But with Claire, I'm always still seeing that no matter what, you're always going to build your platforms and make money, whether it's off of Queen, off of Queen and Chris' son, or off of, you know, her parent and her sibling. You're always going to do that. And why aren't you talking about your people like that? Why are you not talking about their situations and what's going on? Because your people, they're not perfect. I know you want to be perfect, but you're not either. All I hear you talking about, you know, is Chris, as if you're this perfect man. That's not a perfect parent in the world. Not even Queen. And you can't sit up here and think that only because Queen has the money and that makes her perfect. That doesn't make her perfect. You know, she, you know, and Queen has said that she's not perfect. And she's not. You're not either. I see a lot that I don't like about him, but that's Queen's problem. To be honest, I'm really just giving my opinion. That's Queen's problem. I see through a lot about him. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like Chris, he laughs a lot and goofs off a lot through his pain. Chris is being serious now. At the end of this live, I am going to put the video out of him apologizing to Queen and his son. Now, I hear a lot of people saying that they did not like that Chris went live and he was on the phone with his son and saying that he was going to do better. Who are you to tell him that he can't do that when you're not telling Clarence not to even use a child's name that's not even his child? That is Chris and Queen style. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna. He can do it if he wants to, but at the end of the day, that's because he is his real dad, regardless of what you think of him, Clarence. Regardless of what you think of him, because that's always going to be his dad, regardless. And you can't stop that. You're playing dad. That's what you're doing. You're always battling against Chris and trying to make yourself look better because you came straight in, and this lady gave you the benefits of everything that came with her. And yeah, a lot of people speak on marriage. We know Queen wants some marriage. She want to be married. We know it. You know, you're the baby daddy. You can't call Chris a baby daddy. He is the ex-husband. At least he did that. He may not be ready. See, this is my thing. A lot of people get married young, but not a lot of people are ready for that. And from what I got from Chris and Queen, they weren't ready. They wanted to do the right thing. Chris wanted to do the right thing, and Queen wanted to do the right thing in God's eyes. But it did not work out. You know, that was a prime example of really moving too fast, and it wasn't that. It could have been where God didn't want him to be married to her then. He probably could have wanted him to get all what he had to get out to make that commitment to that woman, which was Queen. Now, I sat up here and watched everybody laugh at Chris's pain and what he was going through and how he went broke. And this is when nobody was feeling him. And I'm going to tell you like this. A grown ass woman don't sit up there and fucking pick sides. For one, they were two young people in a marriage. And nobody seen it that way. Like I said, Chris and Queen, everybody wasn't young that watch you guys. It's some real people, real women, real men that sat there on the side of their kids and watched y'all. We watched the good times, we watch it crumble. But it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Now, for everybody to turn, and even the friends that they had to turn on Chris for what he did, and yeah, he said his little things. Why didn't you have the conversation then? Why are you bringing it up? Bringing it up now. It's just like Chris said. He used to go backwards too, but he have changed. He feel bad about the stuff that he said, but if it wasn't Chris that put that to the forefront and said, if he said something wrong about you and you did not confront it, that's the way you wanted it. You wanted an excuse to not be his friend no more. That's just my opinion. You wanted to go the route with the person that was making it big, that was making it money. So to me, as friends, that ain't no better than what Clarence doing. Y'all went that route and y'all left this man hanging. Yeah, y'all tried to be cool with Queen and be cool with Chris, but y'all, at the end of the day, you already had your minds made up. You already had your minds made up because y'all know how far y'all want to go and y'all knew how far Queen wanted to go. Because really, their marriage was not none of our business. It wasn't even the friends' business. Shouldn't nobody even knew what was going on behind closed doors. But I had noticed that a lot of people said, Chris said stuff, and baby, Queen and Clarence said a lot of stuff too. You think that man don't supposed to defend himself? Oh, and I say this, and I think even Queen needs to understand this. She got boys, and they're gonna become fathers one day. You can sit up here and say, "Oh, mine is not gonna do that. I raised them this way." What if people treated your boys like their dad got treated. Well, Lil Chris's dad got treated. Big Chris. What if another woman and your son was broke up from his ex-wife? The same story for your child. What if somebody did your child like that and on the internet and bashing him like he's a no good dad, when you still know yourself that he still loves his dad? But you bring a person on there that the girl brings a person on there that's really the guy is really there for her money to build himself up. And then when it's time to go, when you're fed up and you don't want to be with him anymore because he's not putting that ring on your finger, he's gonna be okay with that. I feel like he's gonna act distraught, but I feel like he's still gonna be okay with that. And I feel like Queen Naija deserves so much better. She deserves so much better than him. And I do think he was trying to act like Chris. And I've seen a couple of videos when, he goes pick up Lil CJ, and it's like he's trying to taunt Chris, talking about his son. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. You would never win that way. And I also seen someone said that Little Chris will resent Big Chris, like, because of the thing he doing. How I said that, man, look, if he resent him, someone over there is taking the extra step to make that happen. Because as far as I knew, when Queen was got with this Claire there, he always loved his dad. Both Queen and Chris are so goofy, and like, this dude is the most serious, like, envious at heart type of person. Like, it's ridiculous. He's like a bigot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say you don't care. You act like you're dealing with so much, but you're too focused on this guy. You're too focused on Chris. You're too focused on it. So I'm going to show a couple of clips of what's going on, because I have to show something. Because the way this Claire Bear guy talks, they call him Clarice now. And I seen who I think started that was a Queen's sister. It was hilarious. But, Queen has went against her family. I've seen all this stuff play out for this guy. And every time you got to do this, and then you don't have a ring. And I say marriage, he needs to marry her, and Queen deserves better, because we know as Queen, as a person that loves Queen, we know she wants to be married. And I got a clip to prove it. She wants it, but he's keep beating around the bush. You know why? Because he already getting all that he wants without even a ring. I feel as though, this is just my opinion. Everything is allegedly. So it's just my opinion. You came in her life. Like, I feel as though y'all were talking before this, before she could even get a divorce. That stuff, we can read in between the lines here online. Okay, you may think that you getting away, you knew about Chris before. You already knew about it. You knew their business, because Queen was too vulnerable. Queen really shouldn't have moved on with you because she was too vulnerable. She don't know if she really liked you or not. She crushing. She crushing. This is not somebody who you be like, I love you. You should say I love you too. Queen was vulnerable from the hurt of Chris cheating on her. She should have never ever moved on like that fast. Like, she got in the whole relationship, friendship, whatever she said she was in, but I think it was a relationship because Queen was being sneaky. And I do love me some Queen, but I'm just being real. Your secrets ain't come out like it's supposed to too. I see right through the bull crowd. But you let this man, Chris, take all the backstage. He took all he could. I don't blame him for going off. I don't. And a lot of people, you know, they can have their opinions. I got mine too. I don't blame him for going off. None of this shit smelled right. It didn't smell right. How this guy came in the picture. I ain't mad at you, Clarence, but you made some moves that we just don't like. And those sitting up there, they act like they can't see. It's like, why'd you come in there when you want to sit up there and kiss his butt because he's over there with the money maker, and you're taking up for him because he's over there with the money maker, and Chris over here, he ain't got more money than they got over here. You're being just as ignorant as he is at this point, as Clarence is, talking about your son is very expensive. Dude, do you not understand it goes different in different households? Queen over there making money, honey. Singing her ass off, honey. While you're at home on the game. Picking up the kids. What you should do more than that. We shouldn't see you on no game all the time. Was that really supposed to be your life? Or was you going to sell those sweatshirts and t-shirts for your designs for a living? Where are they? Did it quit because you gotta be at home? Why you don't put your son on blast? Why you always put Chris and Queen's son on blast? You have a son with Queen too. Beautiful son. So why not talk about your son? Not just say his name. No, push your son to the forefront. Because you don't really have no right to, be sitting up there talking about man and his child. That is not your child. And you really, if you really do, you really start liking him. Just start liking him for real. Like, seriously though. Like, and I heard a lot of people, they sit up there that bash Chris. I'm like, I love me some Chris. You always sit up there, you bash people, man. Watch how hard you fall. You continue on bashing this man. Because ain't now man perfect. You was once living in your basement. And the only reason why you are able to speak so high and mighty now is because then you find your winner in a girl. Then you start making real money. And you love a girl. You tricked the girl to believe you will come back to her, didn't you? You had a girlfriend. And you got with Queen. And y'all trying to make it look like, oh, well, he wasn't with anybody. That's not true. Queen, you were vulnerable. And you wanted to believe whatever came out of this dude's mouth. But to be honest, Clever, you could have told her the truth and she wouldn't even care. And you're sitting up here talking about, I ain't want to marry, deal with no married woman, and the husband, you ain't want to deal with nobody have a husband. That's not true. Yeah, this is the worst thing you could ever do. Get your butt into making money and change and be faker than fake. Lose your identity. Y'all struggling with that over there at Queen's house. Y'all struggling with that. Y'all ought to lose. think you ever was real, Clarence. And I don't know what, you know, people think you are real. They got to be fake themselves. But you're fake. But one thing about being with somebody fake and as envious as you, I pray they don't rub off on Queen like that. Because Queen is truly a good person. I don't need to, you're very manipulative. Queen deserves so much better than him. Like, seriously. So, let me just play this right back.
He put a video, I guess he was on Twitch, and he said, Chris, you're a deadbeat. Basically being a dad is more than just buying V-Bucks. Now I have to stop him because he basically said that being a dad is, it's more than just buying V-Bucks. I get it, Clarence. I get it. Nigga, I was broke. I was broke. I literally was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I wasn't broke, but I didn't have money to just be doing this, doing that, buying this, buying that. Now, Chris is a very simple child. He talked about my son is expensive. My son is not expensive. The only expensive thing that he probably ever purchased was the PC. And I know the video y'all seen the Clarence giving him PC. I don't even think he bought it. I think Queen bought it, and then he wanted to make it seem like he was just this so good stepdaddy of the year. So he went and gave Chris I know how social media works. I don't even think bro really bought that. I don't think he bought all his money, and if he did, I give him his accolades for being there. I'm not, you feel me? Like, I'm in that aspect, like, I respect him for, you feel me? Like, doing shit with him. I do. But we not about to hit below the belt when we're trolling each other online. We not gonna keep hitting below the belt like you did. Now, if I'm able to get my son for a year, 2 years, I will get my son gladly. That's not being a deadbeat. Queen, no, I will. If Queen told me to come get my son right now, I'm taking my son right now. Gladly. If Queen said, here, I need you to take care of Chris, I can't do it no more, or if anything was happening, I'm going to take my son. It's just court ordered to where she keep him during school years, and I get him during the summertime. I can't do nothing about that. That was just through the court because, to be honest, quite frankly with y'all, I had my son. When me and Queen broke up, I had my son. I was taking care of him while she was doing what she was doing with Clarissa. I was taking care of my son. And then it got to a point where he got older and it was time for school. So we had to basically decide rather on if he should go to school with me or she should go to school, or if he should go to school with her. And I wanted him during school and she wanted him during school. So she just said, okay, we just gonna go to court about it. Which I never wanted to go to court about our child, but we just had to do that. You feel what I'm saying? We had to get the court. She had to get the courts involved, obviously. So boom, she got courts involved, and I said, you know what? The better me, the version of me that's becoming more mature, said, you know what? It would be better if Chris goes to school with you. I get it. You do better than me when it comes to school. You are. So go ahead, keep him during school. So I had to think about it. I had to really tell myself that. I had to let my pride go and really tell myself, like, yeah, it will be better for my son to go to school in Atlanta with you. It is. So, boom. But if I can get my son, a deadbeat is somebody who just don't talk to their son, who don't want to be in their son's life. That is a deadbeat. I am not a deadbeat. I'm sorry. I'm not a deadbeat. Now, I can do better. But when he had to throw a low ball and talk about it takes more than V-Bucks. Nigga, that's really all I can afford. Niggas don't know. I be at my last money still giving my son, here you go, baby. I be down to like, I used to really think like, how the fuck I'm gonna pay rent this month? You know what? Back then, I was like, how I'm gonna pay rent? Niggas thought I had it together, but I didn't. I remember it was a time where I told Queen, can you get Chris right here? And I appreciate her, even though I had to pay her back. I appreciate her for doing that because she didn't have to do that. I remember I told Queen, like, Queen, cause something wrong with my, what's her name? Could you get Chris right here? You know, blah, blah, blah. And Queen come through. She always come through. I appreciate her for that. You get what I'm saying? But the whole, I'm just not gonna discuss my financial, like, this nigga think being a deadbeat is not spending money. Like, you can be an awesome father and be broke as shit, or awesome mom and be broke and not get your kids anything for Christmas or this or that, but still love them and still teach them and still be there and comfort them. So when my son is with me, it was times when I was broke, my son came with me. They didn't know that. I didn't really have a lot of money. But Chris, I still made ends meet. I still made sure he get what he want. When we go to the store, I'm like, damn, I know my baby go ask for something. So I try to scrape up some money, woo woo. So when Chris asks for something, he asks for some shoes, here you go, baby, I got you. Here you go, baby, I got you. I'm gonna be real. I'm being real. So when he say that, it's just going low ball. You feel what I'm saying? But it's cool. I know this social media shit, you can say what you want. You feel free to say what the fuck you want, Clarence. But at the end of the day, he didn't know those things. I was struggling. So if I can get, so let's just say if I can get him V-Bucks and you get him a PC, that don't mean I'm the unfit parent because I only got him V-Bucks. That's all I had.
And I like that he expressed himself like that. I guess this is the Chris they've been waiting for, but like I said, I still like the Chris before and after their divorce. It's not fair to make a dad that like him that was struggling, try to make him feel bad because you're over there, what you've been trying to do, trying to be like Chris. From you watch them with your other ex-girlfriend all the time. And she has said it, and you could tell you was trying to imitate him, but you're never going to admit it because you're not real, man. You're not real. You know what I'm saying? And we used to see all the things you and Queen did, and it's similar to what her and Chris did. And I'm just like, how could you be in a relationship like that when somebody wants to imitate him? Guys, these other guys know that once you change into that good man that God allowed you to grow into, they knew you would be good for that woman. They knew. That's why Chris and Queen should have waited to get married. But Queen knew it was gonna come with him. Everything get up out of his system. Everything get up out of Queen's system. But from my understanding, Queen, you're not innocent. You were still flirting with him. Chris caught you, on his page. You said that was your crush. Like, if you wanted out of the marriage so bad, why did you do that first? You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna stoop to the level that Chris stooped to? But then now everybody want to paint you out as the innocent one. You know what I'm saying? If he put his hands on you, no, I do not fucking agree with that. Okay? Cause you know what I'm saying? I do not agree with that. But you don't do the same thing somebody else do to you for that to come back on you. And it's gonna come back because this Claire dude, he's not good people. He's not good people like you think he is. He might give you some good loving or whatever. But you gotta step back and ask yourself, for what? What is he doing it for? Is there some truth to what Chris saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, Chris doesn't want you anymore. You don't want Chris anymore. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, Chris did know your heart. And if you have to think about it in this way, and I know it's wrong for it to think about it in this way, Chris knew you were still going to stay with him after he cheated, right? Because he's just like, I know Queen got a good heart. I know that's a bad way of, describing it or whatever, but Queen got a good heart. And I just pray she don't let this dude here change her heart. Because he's a dark soul. He's a very dark soul. But it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He don't, we will see. We will see. You can respond to Chris all the time, but you never respond when it comes to that marriage and buying a ring. This girl was even on the internet sitting up there faking having a ring. Do you know how that looks, Queen? You're too beautiful for that. Too talented for that. You're too beautiful and talented for him. And I want you to know, I am 44 years old. You were a beautiful girl even before you got that BBL. You are so beautiful. You were more beautiful than now. You did not have to change yourself. And I'm just saying allegedly, but I feel like you changed yourself for him and for his standards. And I'm saying you got to change yourself for somebody else, baby. He ain't worth it. Because you got to say, Chris accepted you that way. And he kept telling you. So you can't put your insecurities off on him, But at the same time, Chris, you can make a woman feel insecure with all that cheating. So a lot of times I think that her not feeling secure came from what you were doing to her. Yes. But Queen, it wasn't no better going to somebody that think they prettier than you. And he does. I dare Clarence to stoop down and buy a Family Dollar t-shirt. I dare Clarence to go into one of the regular places and just go get some little skinny pants and not have to go to Versace and, stuff like that. Go get you a coat from Walmart. I dare you. You know what I'm saying? Stop acting like you're up here. You know what I'm saying? Of course you're supposed to be sitting over there taking up for her because she provides. And not just provide for his money, she provided, making sure you can learn how to be a head of the household and make sure you're having money in your pocket too. Because we didn't know nothing about you, dude, until she got with you. And we didn't know nothing about you until you started talking about Chris over here. Which is, I don't understand. You could have left him out of it. I hear everybody talking about, Chris said this back then and that. He said a lot, and he should have said something because they was talking about him. You can't expect, you understand, Chris and Queen still was young. They were still young. What the hell? Young with a child. And Queen, you need to realize that too. Chris, you need to realize that too. You were young. And minds weren't matured as you think they were. Now, people are getting mad at your relationship failing because their minds were not mature like they thought it was. They're looking at your content thinking everything is happy and all beautiful, but not a wise woman, honey. Not a wise woman. Like I said, I'm not the one to be picking and choosing. And I loved them myself. I was in my 30s watching them. Queen was so beautiful, still is. Beautiful voice. Beautiful, beautiful voice. And Chris, he's just hilarious. And sometimes the pranks they did on each other, I could not believe it. But it was funny. They entertained people. But was going through pain behind the scenes, which they should have left behind there. They could say they got a divorce and y'all motherfuckers stay out our business. It is what it is. And she could have moved on with this dude gracefully. And he should keep Chris' name out of his mouth. Y'all stay talking about that man. I don't know how everybody else remembered. I definitely remember they stayed talking about them and throwing hints. That's what they had to do to act like they were so perfect at the time for each other. And they weren't. Yeah, Chris messed up. But this dude, damn sure ain't no good one. Let's watch some more clips.
And I know people probably look at y'all like y'all was this big thing because it wasn't something y'all did YouTube at a time where it wasn't this popular. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why you would maybe people would think y'all was like the GOAT relationship or one of the couple goals. I see it.
You used to watch us. I'm confused. True or false? Did you watch some of our videos? True or false?
But let's play true or false. Y'all made about $120,000 and you spent $90,000 on a BMW iM. True or false?
True. So, and what the fuck? And Queen just told you everything. I gotta have a talk with Queen. Queen done just told this nigga everything. Queen, why you do that, babe? Why you sit here and tell this nigga clears my information? Huh? Wait, why you telling him all of this? We was supposed to be locked in. Just because we broke up, don't we?
See, that's what I'm saying. And Queen is letting this guy run the house, thinking sooner or later she's gonna get a ring. I want to let him be the man in the house. If he wants to say something, he can say it. You know, that's not true. That's not cool. You know, because he keep going below the belt and is mad because Chris calls him out. That is the mother of his child. Don't nobody want to see. You left Chris because he cheated on you. And Chris tells you that this guy is doing these things. And of course, you know, I don't know if she believed it or not. Because after that, they went on the trip and she rewarded him with a trip. And then next thing you know, it's like, we're still together. Ha, ha, ha. But I'm going to say allegedly. 9 times out of 10, this man has cheated on her so many times. Now, you couldn't come out and actually have a response for that. But you can respond to him now. Why? When Queen lets you off the hook, dude, and Queen, you need to recognize this. You keep letting this man off the hook from doing things. You got to remember, you are the prize there. You did bring him in. You got to keep this nigga in line. You got to keep him in line. He don't need to be talking about your baby daddy. He don't need to be talking about your ex-husband. And he don't need to be talking about Lil Chris. Unless he is, you know, if he's spending time with Lil Chris, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not his stepdaddy. He is your baby daddy. He's not Little Chris' stepdaddy. You actually got him around somebody. You don't even know if that child really want to be around him. You know, he probably just said yes because he's in front of you. You don't even know. And I hopefully he's treating them right. Hopefully. Because I don't see that either. And I ain't talking about, see, a person like me, I can see through the bull crap, and I can see what type of how a person will treat a child. You know what I'm saying? Claire, he thinks a lot of himself. Claire, he thinks a lot of himself. You ever heard of guys that uses women for a come up? That's the new thing these days. I mean, they'll go so far as having children by them. You know? But you didn't build this with her, Claire. That man would have had to work hard to get where he got to go. He wouldn't have used my name. He wouldn't have used my face. He would have been behind the scenes. And if, you know, he want to be on Twitch and stuff like that, do that on your time. Don't mention me. But Queen, you want to be seen so much with this guy. But I hope that hurt don't send you into no cardiac arrest or nothing when he ends up really hurting you. And once you learn from this lesson here, Queen, don't do that crap no more. You are worth way more than you think. And I'm not talking about money. Because what you have to give from your heart and your mind, oh my God. You just don't know, girl. So he's sitting up here, he's talking down. And the other video, Chris, how in the world do you not think this guy right here didn't buy the game system for your son? He brought it for himself too. And if he brought it for little Chris, I mean, this is what this guy do, play a whole bunch of games. You do too, Chris. You play games. You be playing them games too. Hopefully you done slacked up on it, because I know y'all like y'all games. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But this guy, if that's all he can say is he brought a game and stuff like that, okay. I really believe he brought him a game. Look what he does. He sits there, wait on a moment, and the moment, it seems like it's always you, because that's the time where everybody seems like they come together and they talk about Chris Hills and Clarence. And when people talk about Chris, in any comment, I'm gonna say, oh, I love me some Chris now. No, Chris this, Chris that. Y'all looking at stuff wrong. And then you're not looking from a good heart, where you know this man can change. They both were young. He was not the only blame. Despite of what Queen and old boy put on the internet, you are all the blame. And won't you keep little Chris' name off the internet? That is not your son. That is Queen and Chris' son. Queen puts him on the internet, and Chris can put him on the internet. Queen can talk, speak on him, and he can speak on him. If he want to get on there and he want to talk to his son and show how vulnerable he is, I think it's always good for a man to show that vulnerability too, because we got to know they have. I don't want no serious tough guy all the time, and then when it boils down to it's really going down, you get your ass whooped. Period. But anyway, Kyra's always gonna try to tag the money, try to tag you and say you don't have any money. You know what I'm saying? You're broke. This man just said that he was broke. That is a tough thing for a guy to say and admit all that, what he went through. Nobody is just skipping and hopping to a millionaire like you. A person that making a whole bunch of money like you. Everybody ain't trying to do that. Everybody ain't trying to use a woman to get where he trying to go. Queen, you better watch him. Queen, you better watch him. That's all I can say. This guy is very, very sneaky. And a lot of times, I don't know, he could still be mad about when he was with Leslie. But how you did Leslie, that was wrong too. Clarence, Chris, you even messed that up. I don't know if Leslie even really wanted to be with you, but I think y'all tried. But I don't know what you did, Chris. But at the same time, I have to hold you accountable too, but at the same time, Leslie seemed like she was just trying to get some get back for Clarence because of what he did to her. I feel like y'all both use each other in that situation, Chris. So y'all just take accountability for that. But anyway, yeah, that is hard as it for a guy to say how they was down bad like that. Please. This man trying to change and you continue on trying to pull somebody down as if you got it there the right way yourself. As if you ain't allegedly using a woman yourself. Had your whole family there and friends. Y'all all was carried on Queen's back. Using her face, using her name. And you, to your family, you're the golden child. Because he finally hit a home run. That's what you felt. But these people be crazy, y'all. I'm telling you. So.
But she acknowledging the growth. She acknowledging me being real. Niggas don't get on the internet and say I'm broke. What rapper have ever came talking about I'm broke? What YouTuber have ever came out, oh, I'm broke, or this or that, or I need to do better as a parent? Nobody's telling y'all shit like this. I'm trying to show y'all how fake the internet is. I'm about to I'm about to crack the code. I'm about to be real with you niggas. All them YouTube, prankster, them streams and shit, all that shit. But she acknowledging the growth. She acknowledging me being real. Niggas don't get on the internet and say I'm broke. What rapper have ever came talking about I'm broke? What YouTuber have ever came out, oh, I'm broke, or this or that, or I need to do better as a parent? Nobody's telling y'all shit like this. I'm trying to show y'all how fake the internet is. I'm about to I'm about to crack the code. I'm about to be real with you niggas. All them YouTube, prankster, them streams and shit, all that shit be scripted and fake. I'm gonna be that real. I'm gonna be the real. I want realness back. I want genuineness back. Cause I was tired of. I'm telling y'all. I just want real shit back. W Jazz in the chat. Put W Jazz in the chat.
A lot of people pride will be right in front of them. You feel me? And take a real man to sit here and say that. Like they was fucked up and down bad.
And so that was Jazz from FOE. Yeah. And I'm glad a lot of them are coming together with Chris. You know, you need a real good brotherhood. Just like women need women to come together for good conversation, womanhood, you know what I'm saying? Real conversation. That's what Chris needs. Because he has been through a lot. And I don't think that's the problem. Yes, women, we go through a lot too, and I have to say this because I got girls and boys, and I have to understand. Even if I didn't have girls and boys, I will have to understand regardless, because it's in my family. But I think sometimes we tend to think that men don't go through anything. Oh, they can handle it. You don't think the pressure of almost the whole internet being on Chris' back ain't put him through nothing, while he's trying to continue on pushing forward. But then seeing your ex-wife over there so happy with this guy, as if she been talking to him like forever since they was in the marriage, which this is what was been saying that she has. They like flirting. So, and that's all alleged, but men go through stuff too, man. Men go through stuff too. I don't like a tough guy. Tough guys get broken down, honey. Real good. Real good where we from. You tough, you better be tough now. You talking tough, but you better be tough. And our chicks like that too. So, but I'm just saying, like Chris went through some things too, and I'm glad he's coming out. He's telling his story. I'm glad, because they had all of 6 years sitting up there bashing this man, other people bashing him, talking about him, disliking him, And he found his niche. He found his character. He changed his heart. What more do you want from me? It's what he's saying. He changed it up. And he also came back and he apologized. But I'm going to play a couple of more clips because I want y'all to see how this guy Clarence, how he talks, how he speaks. Tough guy.
And I know people probably look at y'all like y'all was this big thing because it wasn't something. Y'all did YouTube at a time where it wasn't this popular. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why maybe people would think y'all was like the GOAT relationship or one of the couple goals that I see it.
You used to watch us. I'm confused.
I didn't react to that. I played that video before, but I didn't react to that. Dude. Yeah, you definitely used to watch them. And stop trying to downplay Chris and Queen. Chris and Queen, I would say Krispy Kreme, but Chris and Queen, they were the popular couple. And to me, a lot of people say De'Ara and Ken, and I was like, I like De'Ara and Ken back then. I don't like them now, but back then, I think Chris and Queen was first, and then De'Ara. You know what I'm saying? Because with De'Ara, those are two different. Because you got De'Ara shopping and buying shit all the goddamn time, like just so big head, like, and you got Ken looking at her like, you sure buy a lot of stuff. He was buying stuff. He was buying electronic, all type of stuff, clothes, shoes. He was doing it too. That's mostly when you want to see people show off their shit. But Queen, and Chris, that's the real stuff. They smile and keep from crying from what all they going through. And I know Ken and De'Ara was going through stuff back then too, but they faked it out. But I still think Chris and Queen was number one to me. They always would be number one to me. And this joker right here try to downplay it because he know he was watching. I mean, he's such a coward. He knows he was watching them. He knows it. But it's okay.
Yeah, it ain't no rush. But it's not a rush for marriage, but it is like a little rush for like the ring. Because it's like, okay, at least if you propose, then we know where we headed. We've had conversations about it. Like, I know that he's going to, but it's like, okay.
6 years?
Yeah. But, sometimes men, they want to get certain things out the way. Like, he wants to put out his clothing line.
Clothing line, where?
I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. But I've grown to love the little boy. So for the love of CJ, gang, leave Queen alone, gang. I'll leave you alone too. With you, it's gonna be very hard. But I'm even considering it for the love of CJ. You is gonna be much harder than other people. But I know CJ. CJ has told me himself he wants it. For the love of CJ. So like,
play on their top like that. You know what I'm saying? You're just not finna play on their top like that. It's not all about marriage, but you're not. I guarantee you, nobody's finna sit up there and just let people just let a guy or a woman just sit up there and just play them like that the whole time, and it really wasn't going anywhere. Like, people would go as so far to give you children, and then be like, oh, I'm out. I got what I want. You know, he strikes me as this kind of dude that I'll give you the chair, because when I leave, when we break up, I'm gonna put you on child support just to have a part of that money coming in. You know what I'm saying? He'll skip all over that money for the alimony. Nah, okay, I can't give her both. I can't give her both. I can't give her a wedding, a marriage, and a child. I already gave her the child. And that's where I'm going to benefit from in the end. Like, these guys need to start thinking, and these girls, these women need to start thinking too. You are too good to be sitting there with a man that has, you know, some men have that goal. They want to get married. The understanding is there. But he knew this. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it. Queen was vulnerable. He knew this. The guy knew before Queen. He knew how Queen was going to move before she knew how she was going to move. He already knew it. He seen the insecurities in Queen. He knew right where to get Queen at. It's just my opinion, but I'm just saying, you know, from your basement, and now you're making it. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to a woman that had a good heart. I would never want my siblings to go through this, boy or girl. I would never, you know. And then Queen, she gets mad at her fans. Like, I'm not a fan, but I like Queen. And I'm gonna say how I feel about Queen. You know, Queen is not innocent. Queen is sneaky, but Queen has a good heart. She has a good heart. Beautiful voice, beautiful person. But I'm telling you, when you be with somebody with that type of evil heart for so long, you try to change into them. You change into them. Because look, her and Chris was goofy as hell. And then she ended up playing the Chris on Chris and ended up getting with this dude right here. And then guess what? Chris ended up being Queen because he got mad at what she did. Queen is sneaky too, y'all. Y'all didn't even go in on her like y'all should have. A lot of things were put out there because Queen was getting more famous and more famous. It's that vulnerable and victim tactic that they play here on the internet. But I don't think Chris is playing. He's changing more and more every day. So I'm gonna play a couple of more clips, y'all, because I just want everybody. And here's the ex-girlfriend of Clarence. Watch what she said.
I've never had a scare or anything with my ex. Actually, there is a health concern or a health issue that didn't even allow that to happen with my ex. And for you not to be mindful of that or even think of that and try to say things like that.
They wouldn't even know that. So now that you're saying it.
That can't happen. Like, that couldn't have happened. It's impossible.
Oh.
You feel me? Like, and I'm not here to spread anybody's business or anything, but I just want
But you
to
just
tell you
did.
that is impossible. Let's go.
The whole book is accurate because you're trying to pin it on somebody. The fact that you could sit up here and react to this, and the fact that you could sit up here.
Crazy how she just talked. She is so beautiful too. Leslie, she is so beautiful. She just had twins too. Beautiful twins. How he sat up there and talked about her. That is his character. Now you know that you told this girl you want to go back to this girl. You told her you gonna come back. And what you know exactly. Let me see.
I didn't torment your mind. I didn't do none of that. I was the one in a very dark space because I was dealing with a master manipulator at the time. No one knows the stuff that I've been through. So it's not fair to downplay my story or anything like that. I was on the phone with him and he told me, you know, this is business, you know, that I love you and I want to have babies with you and you're the girl that I want to marry. He told me that. I held on to that. I still loved him. It was 5 years. I just wanted him to be happy and get to the space where he wanted to. And yes, I was in a dark space. I lost myself in him. Okay? You can't blame me for that. Business collaboration that you already agreed, that you told me, those business collaborations that you said you was gonna have was only gonna help you. Yes, you was gonna grow your following. And if it came with money, then it came with money.
He left Leslie in his mom's basement at first. Or no, she had an apartment. He left Leslie to go come up off Queen. And the goal was for the goal was for him to come back to Leslie when he built his platform and he said fuck Leslie, he ditched her. I'm gonna tell the truth since we speaking the truth on shit. This nigga left his chick to get with my old shit. And he was supposed to come back. He told Leslie, I'm gonna be back. I'm about to go. It's this girl. I'm about to go do YouTube with her. Woo woo. And the nigga ain't never came back. Nigga just left her for dead. He said, fuck you. She just bought me a Rolex. She bought me a car. You ain't doing shit for me. He forgot where he came from. Bro got amnesia.
It was business. Do you see those DMs? I said it was business because I wasn't on that kind of time. You feel me? There's all kind of girls in my DMs. I never even went into that like celebrity that was in my DM. Not only there was multiple. You feel me? So it's like I wasn't even on that kind of time. I'm really just trying to work and get my clothes into the right people. In my eyes, I'm like, nigga, got a husband. I'm chilling off that. Nigga, I'm good off that. You feel me? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to form relationships and you feel me? Like it was just business.
You knew she had
just
a
business at first.
He
My
knew
fault.
she had a
Like shit happens. Like damn, she
he
fell in love with
talking
me and
to
I
each
fell in
other
love with her.
already.
Well, like, what do you want people to do about that? That's what happened. like at first it was definitely just business. I thought it was gonna be just business too. You think I expected this? I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to fall in love with her. I didn't expect her to fall in love with me.
I'm
pretty sure she didn't either.
He don't
All right,
know
yeah, so
what love means. And I'm not just talking about marriage, you know, because I know a lot of people are like, not everybody wants to be married, but if you want to be married, this right here, what I'm saying, it does matter. You know what I'm saying? Because Queen deserves so much more. All of this to me, between the ex-girlfriend and what she said and what she told Chris, it sounds like this guy is setting Queen up. That's what it sounds like. And he couldn't get along. He wasn't paying attention to little Chris because he had his own plan. You know, you want a guy to come in your life, Queen. I think Queen was being a little selfish with that because you know when somebody cares for your child and can't no door be open for no man if you ain't caring about my child. You're too desperate. You were too desperate, Queen, to, you know, to get with a guy that really want to be prettier than you. And I'm not saying he want to be a female. I'm saying he want to be prettier. Like, oh, stand on the side. I make her stand out. She may have more money, but I make her stand out because I got the good hair. I got, you know, I mean, to me, he don't look good to me, but he may look good to Queen. He don't look good to me. I think Chris is a beautiful guy. I think he looks good. And then like my little chocolate caramels, but I got mine. So, but I think Chris, and I think he tried to be an imitation Chris. That's it. So a couple of people had something to say.
Chris is Queen's ex-husband. Clarence is Queen's baby daddy. Let's just start right there. Even though Chris might not have been the best husband or the best boyfriend, even though there was some infidelity in their relationship on his end, he still made that ultimate sacrifice. He got down on one knee. He went through with the engagement. He wanted to be married at the end of the day. Men don't just go around proposing to people that they really don't want to be with, even when they do wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that him doing wrong was right, but he made the sacrifice to marry Queen. They started it in April 2013. They were married by 2015. It does not take that long for a man to want to, you know what I'm saying, to know that he wants to marry you. Clarence, it's been 6 years, 6 going on 7. And at the end of the day, you getting on nuts for clocking your teeth, but at the end of the day, what are you doing? Queen is the reason that we even know who you are. Your whole online presence is based on her. We would not have known you if it was not for Queen. So let's start there. Let's not get beside ourselves, okay? Clarence is afraid to commit. Clarence does not want to marry Queen Naija. Clarence doesn't want to do anything but reap the benefits of being Queen Naija's boyfriend. He already had a baby with her, so he's reaping the benefits from that too, being the boyfriend and the baby daddy. And I want to point this out. This is the difference between Chris and Clarence. Chris wanted to actually settle down to the point where he made the commitment. He made the sacrifice to actually marry Queen, not just knock her up and be her baby dad. Clarence, his form of commitment is having a baby together, because he feels like having a baby with somebody is, you know what I'm saying? That's
song, Let's Talk About It, say, won't put a ring on her finger, but will put a baby in her, another child in a broken home, because you afraid of commitment. Now the fans want to know, were you talking about Clarence?
No, because we're probably gonna get married someday. You know, someday we are.
Which
so
I don't.
I wasn't talking to him,
true,
but like
I gotta say a little
men out there that could relate to.
Because who else you
a lot of
talking
women
about?
too.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Women can relate,
okay.
but a lot of them men
We
don't
just
wanna,
gotta believe
they don't want to
y'all.
commit.
We just gotta
They wanna be
believe.
outside. Sad.
Leave
Playing
in
around,
the
they got
comments
kids and
who
stuff.
y'all
But that wasn't
think
about
she
me. That was for the
talking
people that can relate.
We had this conversation on another episode, and we were like trying to decide whether marriage is even beneficial for women these days, especially because we the bosses. We the ones out there getting to the bag. So do you feel like marriage is beneficial?
I feel like when it comes to just like you thinking about your family legacy and stuff, yeah, it's beneficial in that way. If you think more about like your family as a whole rather than just you as a single woman or you just as a woman, I feel like it's beneficial. I want to grow old with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be lonely when I'm old, so
yeah.
I would like to grow.
So I'm gonna just play that much, but I also want to play, you know, yes, Queen, that's proof Queen, she wants to be married. Now, if you can be patient and be that patient or whatever, you can give a child, you know, the man a child or whatever. Cause you gotta understand, people get mad when you don't say anything about it. People get mad when you do say stuff about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody sitting up here telling my siblings like you be mad, you need to get married. When you gonna get married? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Because I don't want my sister and them to end up having a baby by somebody. You know, I've been there and I know how that stuff feels. Have a baby first and then next thing you know, because that's how it goes these days, and a lot of people are straight with it. We, you know, although, you know, I could have been married, but I didn't want to. You don't want to be with certain people, but with Queen, knowing that she wants to be married and has such a special heart, and I'm telling you, I can feel her heart, and I feel like this guy, you know, he'll change that. You know, you don't want nobody to be with you and they change that about you. You know what I'm saying? Change your surroundings. You know, and I remember him, the Clarence guy, talking about the friends who Chris and Queen, they had friends, and I think it was like Jazz from the FOE and Trey and Armand. And why are you using them? You know, trying to bring them in on your bull crap. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, I really see. And then I think Trey, which one of them brothers got upset with Chris. Like, come on now, y'all gonna let this dude right here play you? Y'all gonna let this weak dude Clarence play you? Cause this dude, he doesn't have a strong mind. He has a con artist type of mind. a manipulative type of man. And Armand and Trey, because I remember they got into it one time about a song that Trey came out with, and how this guy Clarence came between Queen and Trey then. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trey thinking they friends, that it would be okay, that it wouldn't cause no trouble. But oh boy, did he wanted Chris out the picture so bad, so he felt like Chris shouldn't have been nowhere on that song, on the cover. He didn't like it. You know, that's like a what is it called? That's like a B move that old boy did. Queen Naja, you know, you go to the queen and tell her, look, I don't like this. You just crying like a little bee, going to Queen telling her, I don't like that he has Chris on the cover or whatever, or in the song. Cause you know, tell him that was wrong. And then you go on to your little live and be like, that wasn't right. It's ill intentions and stuff like that. Dude, you use anybody for clout. You don't care about nobody. You don't even talk about your family, but you talk about everybody that's attached to Queen. Everybody. You don't even talk about your son like that. It's crazy, man. But I want y'all to hear this apology, because our boy is stepping up. Chris is stepping up. If you don't like Chris, hit the door. Because, you know, and you can stay in here, but be respectful, because everybody has a chance. They should have a chance to change. And Chris is deserving of it. He is deserving of it. And I can't stand when I go to these YouTubers, but what? And I go today to watch their videos about this, and you already know the direction they going in. You know, they are not being real. You know, just because Clarence is laughing does not. He is a bigot. Had it easy coming up, dude. You had it easy coming up. All you had to do was watch children and be on live. Use Queen Naja's name and Chris' name. Like, ain't nobody sitting here thinking like this guy shouldn't even be using Lil Chris' name or talk about Lil Chris. If you know you and the dad, you are not getting along with the dad, or you don't like the dad, why are you mentioning his child? That's his child. And Queen needs to set some boundaries. She needs to set some boundaries, because that right there, it ain't cool. Because that is your child, but somehow it's always Chris that's wrong. Now you take away all this man said was, somebody said something in the comments about sticking up for Queen, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna stick up for Queen. That's for Clarence to do. You know what I'm saying? But Clarence is saying that he did not. Nobody in the comments said that. How you know was it his comments when you been over there? Because we know you known for snooping and making sure you see Chris, you know. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into the good part, you know, because Chris is doing so well, and people don't have to believe it, because in their heads they're stuck and they're evil, and they don't believe in change. They think the way that they are is good. So I want to give my boy his props and let you hear him apologize and let him explain to you, you know, this is growth. This is how you grow.
What's up, everybody? So this is an apology. Y'all see from the title what the video is. Now, I don't want to make this video long. I just want to simply come on here. I'm coming on here because it took a lot out of me to do this. But I'm simply coming over here because, first of all, I want y'all to understand that people change. I really do. I want y'all to understand people grow and change. Me, I don't know about everybody else. I can't speak for everybody else, but I've been growing over the past 2-3 years. I've been growing. I've been taking accountability. I stopped pointing the fingers at everybody else, and my life has been just so much better now that I'm taking accountability. Now that I'm, being a better version of me every day. But I want to so I've told Queen this before. So if she see this, I want to let you know that I apologize for hurting you. I really, really do. I didn't really understand what pain really was. I see it now, I can see things now. Like, damn, I did do this to you. I did this to you that hurt it. Like, I know that hurt you. Like, some of the things that I've done to you, that shit hurts, and it leaves permanent scars sometimes, and I do apologize. Like, I really sincerely apologize, and I apologize to, fans, because I didn't really understand how I hurt fans. Like, it took me to really just think about life and just go back to memory lane. Like, damn, like, I really hurt these people. Like, they used to watch me. I used to be like, why the fuck is everybody hating me? Like, why is everybody siding with Queen? Like, out of all the good shit I did, y'all just take the bad and run with it, and it's how I work. But I understand now. It's because, first of all, a lot of people was young when they was watching me. So when that happened, a lot of people was hurt. Like, because you know how you invested in somebody's life so much? Like, that, the hurt that I caused, and hurt people, really hurt people. I didn't understand that until I was hurt, and then I started hurting Queen and doing this. So I was hurt. And I took her, like, what y'all, but I feel like what people need to stop doing is keep bringing up that, like, baggage and old stuff. Like, I know people like, oh, you abused her. Like, I confessed to that. I admitted to it, and I apologize, and I mean it. And I can't really, I can't keep saying this is like I apologize so many times. I can't keep apologizing, but I really do. I'm sorry, but like the people that keep bringing it up, because I see everybody loving me now, and I'm so grateful. Like, I'm still trying to take all of it in, because I thought I'd never see this day, but for the people I do see sometimes, like, I see some videos like, oh, not videos, but comments like, oh, y'all forgot what Chris did to Queen. But, like, you gotta let that go. Like, because at the end of the day, why you keep bringing that up? Like, you have to, it's called forgiveness. That's what I'm gonna say. It's called forgiveness. Forgive yourself and forgive me, please. Like, you don't even gotta forgive me, but at least forgive yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, somebody that keep bringing up old baggage, like how Clarence do, like, this is not to bash Clarence. I want y'all to love Clarence and love me too. I don't even want y'all to pick sides. With all this stuff going on, I don't even want y'all to pick sides. I don't want y'all to hate Queen. I want y'all to love Queen. I don't want y'all to hate Clarence. I want y'all to love Clarence. Because that's not what really like real life is about. Like, it's not, bro. Just because two people on social media that y'all know going back and forth, y'all don't have to pick sides. Now, you can have a favorite, but you don't have to dislike this.
But you know what? That's sad, because Queen could never, ever tell the internet that. She never could tell them that. She took it and she let everyone bash Chris. Even that guy she got over there. With your son there. And not knowing if your son is going to see you and Chris's son will see this. That he doesn't want to hear nobody bash his dad. He loves his dad. He loves his mom, and that's the only two I can speak about, because those are the only two that made him. And you hear this man say, "Don't bash him." You think Clarence would do that? Clarence ain't finna do that. Cause baby, he gonna rack up as much as money off y'all name. And if he say he ain't, he lying, because who else? Who else? All these other famous ones, like, he'll talk about DDG, he'll talk about, not in a bad way. I'm not saying in a bad way. You use these people's name, and you ain't even been out there doing this content like that for real. You're using these people's name. That's one thing I seen the other day. I see, was it Doug, DDG's brother? I'm telling y'all, slowly railing me in now, DDG. Because I know I said I didn't like it, but y'all railing me in there. Because really, his brother, Doug, I think his name Doug. I don't want to mess his name up. but was on live and sent Chriselle, because Chriselle even explains on here that him and Doug had a conversation. He texted him because Chriselle remember how he talked about his brother that is unalive, and Chriselle says that let me see if I can find it.
Because you like this person, I wanted to I looked at them as family. I wanted to help them out. I just have a big heart. Stuff I was doing back then, it really wasn't me. The acting out, like, I'm growing, y'all. I really grow. That's what real growth is. Y'all get what I'm saying? Growth is just really taking accountability for the things that change. And I'm not saying you can't thinking about it now. I really do apologize. And he was like, you know what, bro, it's cool. Because I said so. Reached out to Doug like a couple weeks ago, actually.
It's Doug.
I don't know this, but I'm finally telling y'all. But I reached out to Doug and I told Doug, like, yo, like, I apologize for the things that I, said about your brother. Like, that was fucked up, and I've been thinking about it, and I really do apologize. And he was like, you know what, bro, it's cool, because I said some fucked up shit about you too, and, about your peoples and whatnot. And I appreciate Doug for that too, because he didn't have to DM me back, So that's just growth, bro. Like, that's really growth. That's what real growth is. Y'all get what I'm saying?
And Claire Bear is mad for your growth because he don't have it in him. He's mad because you're getting the attention that you're getting, and it's all because of your growth. Taking accountability. This guy right here, this little boy over here, he can't take accountability for what he's doing because he's still trying to do it. And he knows it. The little sneaky stuff he's doing, he knows it. It will come out. It's been trying to come out sneakily, but it's gonna come out. But I'm glad you and I'm gonna say Doug. But when he said that, I was like, and I seen Doug go to Chris's live on Twitch, and he was like, "Oh, he got a lot of people." I wish I had that video because it was a moment for me, and I was very happy for Chris. He had been through so much, and everybody just looked at Queen like as if she was going through a lot. Just like he said, I take accountability. He really actually been taking accountability. But he didn't know how to stop the laughing from keep from crying. He didn't know how to get serious like he is now. All he knew was laugh to keep from crying. That's all he knew. That's all him and Queen did. That's all he did. And a lot of people didn't even know that he was in foster home. He was adopted. So he's already had been through some things already. Which, he talked about it, but he don't talk about that much. And I see that got thrown up in his face. Because Queen pillow talking and telling him about Chris's life. Where's the outrage for that? Now, I love me some Queen, but baby, that ain't cool. You don't talk about the ex. And you ain't even got a ring from this guy yet. He don't know nothing about your ex-husband and what went on. This is why this guy think he can treat you that way. And if you don't see it, hey, sister, you don't see it. You need a real sister circle. You're not gonna listen to your sister because you think your sister, you might think you better than your sister. You're not gonna listen to Tina. You're not listening to your mama. Even though he mistreated your mom, he mistreated your sister, he mistreated your family. Okay? And wanted you to uplift his. That is a red flag right there. But I'm so happy for Chris. I am so glad that Chris is coming around. I knew he would. He was still hilarious to me, whoever he was talking about. I don't care. because he was talking about Corey, and like I said, I don't think Corey did this. I don't think Corey did these things. Well, he probably did those things because he was scared. He didn't know. He thinking the girl set him up, and they could have been. So Chris went on a rant about him, But hey, I don't like Corey, but I ain't gonna let no black man go down. Like no man, no one go down where I see. Oh no, he ain't do that. But I still love me some Chris. Okay, I still love me some Chris. That's just period point blank. So y'all, please, I'm finna get up out here. That is my Chris Sails versus Clarence, Clarissa, what they say, Clarissa, or whatever. But I think Chris is a good guy, and he is gonna be a good second husband one day. And he got enough kids, so but y'all try to rise and lift him up, do content with him, and let him subscribe to his page, Chris Sails, here on YouTube. He's on TikTok. He is running TikTok. When I say he is running TikTok, he is running. They can't. This is what Clarence is mad about. He's getting the attention because Chris has finally tapped in to what he's supposed to do. And he's mad. He thought that he was going to be up here with he's got a cute face to many other women, and he's cute to many other women, not me, because the ugly is shining from the inside. Okay? So that's all I got to say about Chris and Claire Bear. I'll be back with another live. The next live is gonna be, why do haters hate? Don't you think that Clarence is hating on Chris? Why do haters hate? So watch my next video. It'll be coming up tomorrow. I'll holler at you guys. Peace.